Okay, welcome back to our blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Chicken wing, hot dog and oh.
Hey, welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to be making Scottish Cock-a-Leekie soup. And this is quite an easy recipe to make. There's a few ingredients, we'll go over those in a minute. But it's really just about chopping up and simmering, and then you've got one of the world's best soups. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Remember, as always, check the description below. There's a recipe and there's step-by-step instructions. Please feel free to follow along at home and let me know in the comments if you did and how it turned out. So if you want to come in here, I'll show you what you've got. We'll get some leeks, some long grain rice, some pitted prunes, some bay leaf, salt and pepper, some garlic, and last but not least, a whole chicken. Now, the first thing we're going to do with the leeks is cut the green tops off. We're not necessarily going to eat this green part because that's not the tastiest part of the leek. This is the tastiest part of the leek. But we are going to cut them off and wash them, and we're going to put them in a pot so that we can use that as a bed for the chicken. The way we're going to cook the chicken is so that it falls off the bone, and there's certain ways you cook chicken so it's nice and tender and falls off the bone. And one of the ways I like to do it is with a crock pot, or some people call it a slow cooker. I'm going to be putting the chicken in here for about 4 hours on medium heat, and after that it will be tender enough to fall off the bone and we can use it for the soup. If you don't have a crock pot or a slow cooker, you're welcome to use a pot at home and just let it simmer for about 1.5 hours to 2 hours until the meat is fallen off the bone. First thing we're going to do is start by getting the leeks. We're going to be cutting off the green tops of the leeks. We don't necessarily eat the green top, but we do once we've washed them. Hygiene, right? Once we've washed them, we put them in the bottom of the crock pot as a bed for the chicken. We're going to put the chicken on top of the leeks and cook it in there. Obviously, we're going to take this plastic bag off the chicken before we put it in the crock pot. So step one, to be clean the leeks, put them in the bottom of a large pot or a crock pot, place the chicken on top. We'll add the bay leaves, the garlic, the dried plums, and about 3 quarts of water. And if you're using a pot, set that on high heat until it starts to simmer, and then reduce it to a medium low or low heat and simmer gently for about 1.5 hours. First thing we're going to do is get these leeks chopped up. Keeping these to the side because these will be actually going in the soup once the chicken is made. In the meantime, we'll get these washed and put in the bottom of the crock pot. Okay, once we've got these greens chopped up, we're going to be putting these in the bottom of the crock pot or your pot, just to put your chicken on, just like this. Get a bit of that white bit off there. Again, you're not going to be eating this part, but it does add a nice bed for the chicken and some flavour for the stock. Next thing we want to do is take our garlic, the easy way I find to get the skin off a garlic, just smash it with a knife and then it usually just peels right off like that. Oh, this one didn't get smashed enough. There we go, just like that. Okay, we're going to put our garlic cloves in there, about 4 or 5. I'm going to go on the upper end with 5 because I do like garlic. Get your garlic in there and your prunes, drop them in there as well. And then we're going to drop our bay leaves in here as well. And 3 quarts of water. And last but not least, we'll set this chicken on top of everything we've already put in there. Okay, now that we've put the leek bottoms, or the leek tops should I say, in here, along with the giblets from inside the chicken, we're going to take this guy right here.
Chicken wing, hot dog and
okay, camera woman. And then we're going to place this chest side up in the crock pot. And put a lid on that, and we'll put that on high for about 4 hours. Perfect. Pause. In the meantime, while the pot's simmering, while your chicken's simmering, or while you've got it in the slow cooker, we're going to prep the rest of this leek and we'll put it in the refrigerator until we're ready for the next step. I'm going to start by cutting the root ends off of these. And I do believe it is the time of the year that if you cut these root ends off, you might be able to grow your own leeks at home, but we'll leave that for another video. Okay, we're going to cut these down the middle like this. And then we're going to cut them about a 1/2 inch little strips. Okay, once we've cut these leeks up, we're going to add them to this bowl here. Make sure I usually like to make sure the leeks are all kind of separated like that because I'm a little bit OCD. Pause. And we're going to cover this with water so the leeks just start to soften up a little bit. Just like that. We'll put that in the refrigerator until the chicken is ready later on. Okay, like I said, I'm using the crock pot slow cooker, so I'm going to leave this one go for about 4 hours, maybe even 5 hours actually, and then we'll come back to it. But in the meantime, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel and like and comment as well. Let me know if you enjoy this video. I do get a lot from the feedback from you guys, so I really appreciate it. Okay, it's been about 1.5 hours of the chicken simmering on the pot if you're using a pot. For me, it's been about 4.5 hours on high in the slow cooker. So the next step we're going to do now is we're going to take this chicken out of the pot. Use a couple of forks to pick it up. Your forks don't need to be as big as these forks, but you can just use regular forks. And you're going to want to pick it up so that the cavity is facing down the way and it drains out. So we're going to turn it up like that. Let it all drip out. And we'll transfer it over onto the chopping block here. Once it's all dripped out. So this. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to separate the meat from the skin and the bones, and we're going to transfer the skin and the bones back into your pot, and you're going to simmer that for another hour, and you can just put this chicken in the fridge until you need it. You just want to get all the meat off the bone. Okay, it got a bit messy there for a second. There was fat leaking everywhere, but we separated the meat from the skin and the bones. Come in here and have a look at this. Put all the skin and the bones back in here. I'm going to top it off with a little bit of warm water just to make us more soup really and dilute the stock that's in there because it's really oily right now. Once you've added the meat and the bones, we're going to let that simmer in your pot or your slow cooker for another hour, and then we'll add some of the leeks. Okay, so we'll come back in about an hour. Okay, after this has been simmering for a little while, we already removed the meat and we put the skin and the bones back into the pot to get some of the flavour going with the leeks. Like I say, it's been simmering for about a half hour, 45 minutes now. We're going to run it through this colander here and get the stock into the pot. We'll put the stock back in the pot again, and we'll just discard the bones and the skin and everything like that. And then we'll add the leeks and the rice, and we'll cook that for a little while before adding the chicken. So salt and pepper, some thyme, and then we'll just be about ready to try the world's best chicken soup ever. Okay, I'm going to discard this, and then we're going to pour this into the colander and strain the rest of it. This is quite a thick stock, so I'm going to add some hot water to this, just so it thins down the stock a bit, but mostly makes us some more soup. And then we're going to add some rice, and we'll add leek, just like that. Okay, now we've added the leeks, and it's just stock and leeks in there now. We're going to add some salt and pepper. We're going to let this, and the rice actually, we added the rice as well. We're going to add some salt and pepper, and we'll let this simmer for about a half hour before adding the chicken. It's been simmering with the leeks for about an hour on your pot. I'm using a slow cooker, so I've had it simmering for about 2 hours so that the leeks soften up. I forgot to press record when I added the chicken, but I literally just added the chicken just now. So we're going to add the chicken, let it simmer for about 30 minutes. We're going to cut up this thyme, put it in there, a little bit more salt and pepper to taste, and then we'll be ready to serve. Okay, we'll get that in here. It's just about done, folks. Now we're just coming up, look at that. You get the rice in there, the leek, the thyme, the chicken. And there you have it, folks. Traditional Scottish Cock-a-Leekie soup. Really easy chicken and leek soup to make. Give it a try yourself. Now we have some bannock bread with it right there, and remember, add salt and pepper to taste. If you like this video, please like, comment and subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you on the next one. See you later.